department is a place where the story of Latinos and Puerto Ricans are brought to the forefront, where we can teach our students from diverse cultural backgrounds about the American story that is often left untold.
To have a place where Latino culture, where Latino issues about the city and internationally are being taught, I think it's critical.
I would say the biggest change in our department has been the growth of its curriculum, the diversity of the student body in the department, and the diversity in our faculty. Well, originally the department was oriented around Puerto Rico and Puerto Rican studies. We have grown since the late 80s and early 90s to a Department of Puerto Rican and Latino studies. So we're extending out into the different diasporas, Latino diasporas that characterize the city today.
We talk about the immigration experience, identity experience, the racial experience of Latinos in the United States, and we tell the story. We focus on literature, we focus on economics, and so we look at the issues facing the U.S. society, how that affects Latinos, and how in turn Latinos impact U.S. society.
I think it's important to have a Latino Studies department because we offer unique programming that students wouldn't really be able to get in other departments. We have interdisciplinary programs that allow students to draw from various disciplines to help them understand the Latino experience in the United States.
Well, we're part of the structure of the college now by way of our interdisciplinary approach. We were one of the first departments to pioneer interdisciplinary studies. So we hook up with other departments where we develop programs, interdisciplinary majors, concentrations, and in that way we're able to get students not only who are Latino, but who want to know about the Latino reality in the United States. And that has become a central part of the college's interdisciplinary approach. So I think that's a way for us to make ourselves relevant and important, and I think indispensable to the future of higher education in this country.
I think the issues that arise around the struggles of the community, both the historical and the political aspects, and the socioeconomic issues, they're fascinating and they're essential for academics to grapple with them. And unfortunately, if they often get shunted aside in non-interdisciplinary departments. So this is a place where the needs of the community and the needs of students really get focused on and met.
In 1969, when the students were fighting for it, protesting for it, and working toward the goal of seeing themselves in the academy and seeing their perspectives, their viewpoint, their life experiences validated by scholarship and research. It was missing from the academy, and so these students said, wait a minute, we need something to see ourselves. Isn't our history important? Isn't what we have contributed to the United States important? And indeed, for those same reasons, we are here today to represent the voice of Latinos who are racially mixed, culturally mixed, and that diversity is part of the American mosaic, right? The fabric of American society is made up of all of these different groups. And so being that we represent at least 19 different Latin American countries, and some would argue up to 26, it is so important to have that voice, that experience present in terms of research and scholarship and in terms of teaching. Students who come to college are looking also to identify with people. Latino students can find that within us as we teach. I don't think they're necessarily more eager than before to know their history, but I think it becomes more relevant, being that in the year 2001, Latinos became the largest so-called ethnic minority group in the United States. I think that they are realizing that they are growing in numbers, that the media is focusing on them a little bit more, not always in the best ways. And so I think there is an interest for Latinos to know, okay, why exactly am I here? What is the history? What is that story? How do we move out of negative stereotypes that are placed on us? How do we move forward so that we can change what we feel needs to be changed in our own communities? And so I think learning about language, learning about their cultural background, identifying the reasons why they are present in the United States, things that they don't ordinarily learn, and although their parents or grandparents might have talked a little bit about it, they don't understand the full context. What we do in the department is we help them to understand and do a contextual analysis of that Latino experience in the United States.
I would like to see us really well established and recognized in the college and in the city as a place that's really grappling with the issues that Latino communities of all kinds are trying to deal with in the city.
The biggest challenge for this department is to continue to be relevant to the populations that we serve. And they're no longer just Latino students. It's the wider college that should be learning about the reality of the different Latino diasporas in the United States, our contributions to American society, the scholarship that exists that is able to make it possible for new policies to be developed for the betterment of our communities. And that's a major challenge for this department, and one that we're willing to take on.